leader, so we didn't max out the thing. There could be more people that come on, and there could also not, and I'm completely okay with either of them. Cool. So howdy.
Calling you short, yes.
Yes, thanks.
Perfect. So I'm really excited. We're doing something a little bit different in this series. In the next few days, we're really going to set you guys up into implementing what we've called the Marketing Energetics Blueprint. We're going to share a little bit about how this came about. Most importantly, like how this can help you, right? So here's what we know about you. You're here because you're out to really create this process that really takes people through, makes an impact with them, and eventually brings them through this process where they start building rapport and like they know that you're the coach for them. That you just start attracting these like these soul clients, as we call them, like soul clients, meaning like to the depth of like you're my person, like Tracy, Kelly, like you two, right? Soul clients.
Mhm.
You guys are my peeps, right? And you just know it at the, we always ask everyone, why us and why now? And more often than not, we get the like, I just know, right? There's just something about you guys and I just know, right? And that's not by accident, right? And we've kind of been digesting a little bit, like what creates that? And then how can we almost like duplicate that in a process to give to you guys? So when you're on the call with potential clients, they just know, like there's just a thing, there's an energetic thing, and they just know. That's what we're going to be talking about today and also through the next few days, and really mapping this out for you guys and giving you this like bird's eye view of how to implement this for you.
Yep. So, and about us, I think that's next, right?
I don't know, don't follow the
Cool.
notes. We just write notes and then we don't follow them. It works really
even
well.
better. So a little bit about us, just to give you guys like the bird eye, like just why should you even pay attention? Why should you stick around for the next day? The whole deal. Holly, I'll just I'll go with you. So Holly has actually been consulting on 6, 7, and 8-figure coaching businesses for the last 7 years.
About that.
Has actually ran her own spiritual coaching business. And been doing that since 2010, where she would actually do house clearings and basically deal with all kinds of crazy shit that is over the pay grade of this conversation. She's also consulted on sales funnels for Grant Cardone, which went on to do, probably 8, maybe even 9 figures, and just really cares extremely a ton about you making a difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's who she is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Thank you. I'm like, this is different, right? Like we wanted to about each other. My eyes get all watery. It's ridiculous. So Chad, and who I know Chad as, and why you need to listen to Chad, is Chad's like the expert when it comes to sales and negotiations and really being cause and getting things done. He comes with 15 years of sales experience. He has worked online full-time with 8 years. He's done events in the Dominican Republic where people paid him up to $10,000 to go to this event, to have these mindset shifts and to really step into their confident power of being able to be their full self and create these strategies in between that work for them. And I know for me, and I know for a lot of our clients too, we kind of look at I'm super caring, and so is Chad, and he's like the tough love, this is what you need to get your shit together. This is what you're up to, right? And I'm like, we can do this. This is how you're going to do this best and how you work in alignment. So I really love and honor this energy that we have together, and that what we can do for our clients is very unique because we have 2 different areas that we work best in, and we can come together. That really makes a difference with our clients.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so, but this is and so since we've been doing this, we've actually been running this coaching business for 3 years together because we've only been together 4. So
it's our anniversary in a couple of days.
Yes. We went for May the 4th, but
paperwork didn't work out that way.
Paperwork taking 2 days. Anyways, so So anyways, we've been doing this for 3 years, and we've essentially attempted to do everything to build this coaching business. We actually were selling high ticket sales funnels for a while, where we'd sell up to $25,000 funnels. And where we just grind it out and push and all that stuff, and to the point where Holly started having actually seizures, and ended up actually having a seizure so bad that she lost her memory. And then we basically had to rebuild her from scratch, where her memories would come back like periodically, but really just kind of starting from zero. And at that point in time, you want to talk about just coming up with our model and how that all worked.
Yeah, so we want to condense this a lot than what we've done in the past. And ultimately, what I did in my building up and healing process is I started seeing all of the work that we've done for our clients within our agency. We work with all types of people, from coaches to business strategists to publicists to hair restoration doctors and knee pain doctors and construction and a lot of different places in between. And so we were getting really clear on, when we worked with our clients and did this, this, and this, it worked really well. And when we didn't have these pieces in, or they didn't have these pieces, like I started seeing patterns. It was like this code of effectiveness. And so it literally created the methodology and how we work with our clients today. We know exactly what areas are needed, and when these areas are missing, like things don't work, right? And that was that's been absolutely impactful. We've been able to work with coaches where they went from, losing 70% of their business to doing 138,000 in 6 weeks, from going from people who've just been living on referrals and never having a client online, to now doing multiple 5-figure consistent clients for the last year and a half. Like we've worked, our store, it's been very, very well. Something that also, we've learned what to do, we've learned what works, and we've learned what hasn't worked, right? So that's a benefit to you guys, because you can shortcut all of this and not follow through with the same mistakes that we've done. Like we've done, tested, tried, done it, right? We've been in the trenches, and we've been able to have incredible results. And to be honest, I'm okay with being in the trenches with our clients now, because transformation can get messy, right? You guys are all transformation coaches. You know what it takes, and that sometimes as you're going through what it takes and what you're up to, you got to shake things up a little bit. And I know that was true for us too. So we were going through all of this stuff and we're creating our model, and I knew that I needed to be sustainable. Like what we were doing had to be able to sustain long term, because I was not going to burn out like that again. Right, that was like, no, not doing it. And that was what brought us to actually work with an energetics and alignment coach, and everything shifted, right, as it should. And I got really clear some missing pieces in our own business, and I got really clear in my life like how impactful the work was for me, and that this was the piece that was missing. That as we were creating and implementing this code with everybody, and like the what worked and with our clients, the reason that some people didn't get results is because this piece was missing, this energetics piece that we're going to talk about and really create like how it gets integrated into your marketing through these next couple of days. So if you've been on a series with us before, I want to say awesome, thank you. This is absolutely like nothing you've ever seen before from us. And we have been evolving and kind of testing through and working with clients into this process to make sure that we had it done, like we knew that it was unlocked. Like I took all of the energetic pieces that I was getting for myself. I actually was like, dude, I need to bring this to my clients. And so I've went off and I've studied, and I'm on my level 3 and my practitioner of bringing some more breakthrough work into our clients, so that we really have this piece of the strategy plus the energetics, plus the making sure that you're doing this in alignment with who you are and your design, so you can go out there and be confident and you can have sustainable results in your business, and I say in your life, because it's all connected.
Yeah, and just a little bit of like one of the current results that we've had just through like really like the strategy was one thing, but really Holly's session that she did with one of our clients, she went from having, 1, 2 clients every 2, 3 months, and then like getting 1, 2, 3 clients and then not having one for a while, to now doing 7 clients in 2 weeks of working with us. And then now she had 4 calls yesterday. I don't even know what
I haven't
happened.
talked to her today.
Yeah, anybody give us an update, that'd be great. But just crushing it in her business, just from the energetic shift and clearing the blocks and clearing the blind spots of the things that you don't even know are actually in your way of getting to where you want to go.
You don't know what you don't know. And it's been amazing, right? So she's just one story. We've had another client who went through some of this work, and she's gone up, her business, I believe she said, is almost tripled. She bought a new car, she got her first investment property. It's like all of the things are able to just release when you start implementing not just strategy, right? You can get strategy everywhere at any time,
YouTube.
but it's the energetics
Good luck.
behind the strategy and energetics like in the marketing process and how like in your being and your field that really makes a difference, right? So we've kind of taken this and I'm going to bring it down into this tangible, right? So I know some of these concepts can be like energetics, kind of woo-y and all of that, but I want to bring it down into like a grounded science that is very tangible, and it's very, tangible is a good enough word, that we can bring this through and actually implement in your physical taking action life where it's practical for you, right? So I think that's really important too.
So Tracy, are you wanting to jump in here? I feel like you're like on your seat, like.
Oh yeah, I'm always loving that because I was reading through some of the comments. So everybody that's in the comments, you're in the right place. I am, of course, you bring in a lot of coaches, right? And I, of course, was one of those coaches like, I can figure this out myself. And you guys posting everything, you just kept me engaged, and I stayed quiet for a very long time, even had a conversation backed up, but I kept watching, and it finally clicked. I'm like, these are the people, you're a dynamic duo, and you both have amazing strengths. And I am a Reiki master. I work with energy, but I'm a transformational coach. So I keep that corporate end with that. So you both suit me well with that. And Holly, your energetic work, because that's what I primarily coach with and about, is so important, is that people don't realize how much they need it and just how valuable it is until they have that session with you. And I'll tell you, it's a game changer. The business is shifting. I am taking action steps that I was like a hamster on a wheel. I didn't know which way to go, what to do. Everybody's got advice. Everybody wants you to do this, that, and the other thing. And you really streamlined all of it in a great way. So even in my chaotic life, every day, you guys hold me accountable. You're there. And I'm like, okay, let's focus on this. But it's pulling me into aligned focus in the midst of my busy day with my clients. And it's so valuable. And it's a big shift for me. And I am grateful that I woke up and said, okay, this is the next coaches that I need are right here. So I'm really excited to really keep going forward. So you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Awesome. All right, let's get rolling.
So what we really want to do today is really kind of give you the groundwork and the overview of the entire blueprint, the marketing energetic blueprint. And we're going to actually allow you to have a chance to discover for yourself some of the missing pieces that like you'll see what it is that you need, and then maybe some areas that may be missing. We're going to do that today. And then through these next few days, you want to book your calendar, like right now, 5 p.m. every day over the next, is it till Friday? Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yep, till
Thursday, Friday, till Friday, 5 p.m. We're going to be live and we're going to really chunk this down for you so that you can get a very tangible how to implement this over the next few days. So today is all about, we're going to share our screen. We're going to go through. If you have a pen and paper, awesome. Maybe if you just have your phone and you want to take notes, but really this is a discovery for you of what's needed, what you have, and what's going really well for you, and then what areas may not be going so well for you that you can have this awareness of so that you can start shifting for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and share yeah, the AirPlay wasn't working too good. I did a tech check before this. Let's see how it works. Why does it not look like it's working? One more time. Just share my screen here. We're gonna do this again. It just
Doesn't need
worked.
to be on.
I don't know. I just had it. Literally just had it. Doesn't have, it's not there though, is it?
It's not.
Not
Try the
there.
AirPlay again, maybe. So, who loves tech breakdowns? Isn't it the best?
Okay,
There we go.
this is where it wasn't working. So I did the, just through the cord. And even our,
I cordially invite it to work.
it's not going to. Well,
We can start drawing circles.
you're gonna have to start drawing circles.
All
I
right.
guess.
We
It worked before we came live. That's interesting.
hmm.
I'm like, sometimes there's plugins you need to update. I'll make sure everything works before you, so we're completely prepared. And it's all good.
It's all good.
So speaking of energetics of marketing, so sometimes this stuff comes up, right? And it's the energy that you put forth into it. So you could be all like, oh no, what are we gonna do? Freak out, frustrated, or you can just be like, all right, well, this is what it is. It's all good, right? So here we go.
How's that look? Are you
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, I dig it. We can work with that. So we're going to put together this model for you, and really it all starts in, you know, the what is it that we're all out for, right? And for us, like we've really broke it down into living this life of fulfilled abundance, like having this life where I say it a lot is like where you can have it all, right? Why is that important, right? We have a little baby. I actually have, I'm like 5 kids in Ohio. I have 4 kids in Ohio. I have a teenager. Like I have family. I have kids. I have a husband. I have a dog. I love to run. I love yoga in the morning. I love to work out. I love meditating. I love like doing my work and energy work, and like everyone has their things. I'd love to know what yours is. And if you're watching this live on Facebook or anywhere else too, comment below. Like, what are some of the areas that it's like non-negotiables for you, right? You may have your family. My family time is not negotiable. I do not want to be in front of my computer for 12 hours a day, hustling and grinding my business and doing whatever it takes at the cost of missing out on my family. It's non-negotiable. I'm not going to do it. I will find whatever strategy. I will like go to the depths to make sure that I have both. It's extremely important. So for you, what does that look like for you? That living really fulfilled in your life, family, the gym, training, MMA. Awesome. I love that.
Nice. I trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Carol. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. So it's being able to have it all, really abundant. So having the freedom, right? Really, that looks like it's having freedom. It's having impact with other people, right? Because that's why we're coaches, is because we care about other people, and it's almost like this calling. Like you went through something that led you to be like, you know what? I'm going to work with other people so that they don't have to do this, or that they can rise up and be in their fullest potential. And there's a reason that you're passionate about that, right? So making sure that you have the impact. I believe that every single person that's watching this is probably more impact driven. However, you get that profit is also important. And I'm not talking just like income, right? Because I hear it all the time, like, oh yeah, let's make all this money, but you don't talk about taxes, putting back into your business, marketing expenses, like all of the things. Now, when you're coaching online, you can have a really low overhead, and when you go to scale, you also get to invest back into your business. So we're talking profit. How profitable is your business through this? And when you can have freedom and impact and that profit, that allows you to have this really fulfilled abundance. But it's going to take a few things when you're online. So first, you're going to have to attract people to you somehow, right? We're going to talk about how that is and how you have that. Like we're going to talk about the attractor factor, bringing that into your marketing and, really all of this together. The next piece is you can attract all the people in the world. However, if you're not enrolling them into something and have a process for that, then it's not going to matter. You're just going to have a bunch of likes and follows for the ego, right? And that's not really going to bring us anything. And then this next piece is being in alignment. Now, being in alignment is one of those, I feel like alignment is starting to be one of those words. So I'm just going to call it out right now. Like alignment with who you really are. When you go out and you do things that, there's a certain things that need to be done, but if you do them in a way that what everybody else is saying, like you have to do it this way and this is the only way, and deep down you're like, oh my gosh, like this isn't going to work for me, or like that's not how I'm built. Right? There's different types of personalities, there's different types of people, there's different types of situations that people are in, so you have to have everything that works for you. It's really important, because if you try to go be someone else or do something else in a way that is absolutely preposterous to how you're built, then it's not going to work and you're just going to burn yourself out, and I'm not for that. So let's break this down a little bit, and we're going to break this more down piece by piece throughout the next few days. But really, we're going to go on a little process here. We're going to go through, as we break this down, we want you to rate yourself in different colors today. Right, so you're going to rate yourself either red, yellow, or green in each of these areas. So as we break down the attract and we break down the enroll and the align piece of what those take, I want you to go through each of these areas and even comment below, are you red, yellow, or green in this area? So very much like a stop sign. Like red means you're absolutely like stop, you're stuck in an area, it is not working for you. This is an area that I would suggest that you put some focus on building your skills in that area. If you're yellow, that means it's like you're like kind of stopped and stuck in this area. It's kind of working. You know that it's not as effective as it could be. And if you're green, this is like high five, you're awesome. Like don't fix what's not broken, right? Keep going with what you're doing in this area, and then see where the reds and yellows are. And then that's where your focus is to be able to really create this fulfilled abundance.
Yep. Yeah. So we want to break down very first thing in our how do you get attract is really creating impact messaging. And we don't mean just like messaging to get sales. This is like your process. Everything is really about making an impact. That's the whole energetic, the marketing energetic blueprint is all about making an impact through your marketing, through your messaging, through your everything. And how, so what is messaging? Now there's like different things, and what is impact messaging? One is your niche. How clear are you on your niche? Are you niched at all? And so what you want to rate, I'm going to just get, so niche. And the next one is your like messaging. When you're actually communicating with your people in the world, like how close to, what's keeping them up at night. That's it. Ultimately, when your messaging is really good, is when you're making content and communicating in a way that they're like, holy crap, that's the thing that's been keeping me up at night for the last week or so. If you can inception and be in their, not be in their head, but like essentially be on the same page as where they are, that's how your messaging is super, super on point.
And when you can do it in a way where sometimes it's the end, we're going into the energy of this too. When you're like, okay, I have to hone my messaging so I can get clients. I need to get clients because blah, 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 blah. And it becomes very stressful, right? And you're like, oh, I have to get this right. I have to get this perfect. You have to all over the place. You should all over yourself. And then every worksheet that you fill out, because you've done all of the programs and the courses, right? That's where they start. You fill out all those stupid worksheets and then you're frustrated. And then all of a sudden the energy that you're putting into your messaging, one of the most core things of how you attract people is already, well, I hate this. I don't want to do this, right? Where impact messaging, you're coming from a position and a place of how many people am I going to make a difference with today? Whether they become clients or not, these are the people that I know I can make a difference with. And I'm out to make a difference with, is it 30 people? Is it 40 people? Is it 50 people? Right? It's shifting the energy behind how, like why you're creating your niche and why you're doing all the worksheets and all of the different trainings and being able to create your messaging and have conversations that truly are making a difference to people.
Yeah, and then the third is the platform. Do you know where your people are? Your perfect soul clients are out there in the world, but do you know what platform are they on? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they in Facebook? Who knows? But how clear are you on that? And that's the whole totality of impact messaging. So how do you rate yourself? If you are red, it means you have no niche, your messaging isn't landing, it's not like connecting with your people, and you're
You have hair there?
Yeah. Like feel like a Garfield. I just got the hairball. And you're no clue on what platform your perfect clients are. That would be a red. Yellow would be like maybe you're kind of niched, right? Maybe you just work with women. Maybe you just work like in this specific area. Maybe your messaging connects sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. And maybe your platform, you're like, well, I'm getting a little bit of traction over here, but I'm not 100% sure if this is the platform for me, or how I'm building. So what I want you to do, and so that's yellow, and then and green is like, my impact messaging is solid. Like I'm attracting my soul clients, exact people that I want to work with, that have the money, that that I can make the biggest impact with, that I just love to be around. You're attracting your Tracy and Kelly's, right? Those are our soul clients and amazing.
And our other clients,
other
that
clients
aren't on
too,
here.
right? They
You guys
showed
are
up
the-
and supported us, so we'll shout them out. Anyways, so if you're attracting them on a consistent basis, then you could be on green, right? So what you want to do is open up your chat and drop what color you are for this one.
And if you're on the live, then also I'm getting on the
Yeah,
live here now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot in the comments.
You gonna dance?
Yeah.
Dan, awesome. Tilda, what's going on?
Hey, Tilda.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right, so next is the attractor factor. Now, we broke down attractor factor a little differently. Do you have that?
Oh.
So attractor factor, one of the biggest things is your vibe. Are you bringing are you clear and energetic and like out there and really like all of you? That's the next one, is authentic. Are you being you out in the world? Right? That's like authentically you. Are you showing up? Are you trying to fake it and be somebody else? Are you trying to be like all suit and corporate-y or whatever, right? Because you feel like that's something that you need to be.
Yeah, and then just like your general vibe out there, right? How you're presenting, like you're giving yourself in the morning, so you have that power in you, so that as you exude out, you just are in a place that you can exude, right? When you're out there and you're messaging and you're doing all of the things, if you're tired, if you don't feel good, if you don't feel like doing this, if you're not in a good mood, if your partner made you mad, if your kids are frustrating you, like all of those things come out, right? And maybe not think about that, but they do. So having a really solid foundation of making like going out there, making sure your energy is like you feel good, you can change it, you shift your state around, you can really shift your vibe. Even lighting can make a huge difference. You can see in people's like on their profile that
My Zoom filter makes my skin look amazing.
You good. Do you have the auto makeup? There's actually like a thing. Some people they have like Zoom lipstick. Anyways, I don't
Zoom
suggest
blush.
Zoom lipstick to raise your vibration or anything, but you get the point, right? Like putting yourself out there where you are not just like, you're not pretending you have a higher vibe, like you are actually are able to shift your state so that you are going out there and you have that vibe. You're showing it in your profile. You have your profile set up in a way that when people see you, then like 3 to 5 seconds, they're like, oh my gosh, this person, I want to get to know this person a lot more. Is that set up? Being able to just really share yourself authentic, and then also setting up your social media in a way that is the starting point to the pathway.
Yep.
Right? There's this pathway that you want to bring clients to. They don't know who you are, right? You're starting starting to attract them and then bring them through a process, right? So your attractor factor is the very first starting point of that pathway that we're going to talk about here. So you want to rate yourself, like, how do you feel on your attractor factor? Do you feel like, you know, how would you know this? Well, if you were green, you're probably getting just a flood of friend requests that are at, or followers, wherever you're at online or social media, that are absolutely your ideal client. Like, you could look at them and be like, oh, wow, cool. Like, what's up? What's going on? Like, you can just relate to them. Like, those kind of people just start showing up, and you honestly, like, they just start showing up. You couldn't tell them where they start coming from. When you have all of that in order, like, things just start, it's alignment, right? Things just, people start showing up that are your ideal clients. I'm not saying it's like some magic thing, but when they see who you are, they see you're a person of authority, they see you have all of these things in place, they start showing up.
Yeah. So rate yourself. If you have like your profile is not set up to show who you do, it doesn't express like, you know, how you help people. It doesn't, you maybe have the value and content that really helps people and really show off your vibe and what you do, all that good stuff, right? If it's, you know, that is one of, you know, and being authentic and really just authentically you out in the world. So if you feel like you have none of that, then that would be a red. If you're yellow, it's like maybe you're getting some people that trickle in, like, or you're getting like in like people that show up and friend request you that are, you know, maybe they're not exactly your people, or maybe they are, or maybe you feel like you can't share your story. We had one of our clients, you know, Tilda, she might be watching this, that like she didn't feel comfortable telling her story, and she was informational about what she did. And as soon as she started telling her story and felt like she could authentically get out there, like things just started blowing up. And like I said, 7 clients in 2 weeks, rock star, right? And so that's a part of your attractor factor. And then green is like your soul clients are showing up consistently, and they're maybe joining, if you have a group, joining your group, they're coming into your world, they're constantly being attracted to you because you are just rocking, right?
Yes. Just communicating, I have to step outside for a minute. So this next piece in the attractor factor, the attract piece is the content disruption strategy. So the content disruption strategy.
Stop.
Oh, I'm like, what? What did I do? Do we have someone we need to mute? Okay.
That's cool. All right. So the content disruption strategy is all about how to communicate to your people.
I have to go take care of the baby real quick. So I'm gonna let you explain this, and I'll be right back.
Absolutely. So what this is it really creates a kind of a fishbowl of your amazing clients, like where they feel like they have this intimate front row thing, and you look like this super authority figure in this community, in this place, right? And it's created by creating your content in a way that you know, is cold, different content for people that are cold, that have no clue who you are, different content that for people that are warm, that overcomes objections, builds deep rapport, and handles you know, and then really brings them into a place where they're like really almost ready to work with you. And then hot, where it just gets them to raise their hand. Hey, I'm ready. Hi, I'm ready to go. And they're just raising their hand saying, hey, I want to work with you. And so a red situation is usually one of 2 situations. You're either not, or 3 situations. You don't know what to do to attract clients online. So you're not doing anything, and you're just hoping and hunting for clients, or praying for referrals, or you're one of the other things is that you are just in learn mode. You're just trying to learn how this all works, and you're just searching. So that's one option. Another thing is you're like, okay, you know, they tell me create amazing content and my clients will show up, which is possible, right? But most of the time what happens is you create this amazing content, and it's not leading anywhere. It's not actually creating a process. So what it's doing is it's creating all this value, and these people are super warm, but they think they see you as a nonprofit. They don't see you as a business. And you're not attracting them into your world where they can get like a deeper, intimate look at you. And then you're never giving them an opportunity to actually, jump on a call, be a client, all that good stuff. And then the other option with most coaches, they just slam their offer, they slam their program down people's throats. Like, join my program, join my program, join my program.
Want to join my program?
Want to join my, let's jump on a call, free strategy call.
You
free
get a
strategy.
call. You get a call.
Yeah. And so it's like one or the other, and they're missing what they're only doing one of them, but they're missing the other two. And so what what a green situation looks like is you have cold content for cold, like people that have no clue who you are, that it enlightens their problems. It helps them solve it. And because this is the thing, most of your clients have a problem that you sort of should solve, but you solve it in a expert way, and you explain it in an expert-y way, instead of like how it actually helps them in their real life. So how do you actually, they have this real life problem, and then you actually, the cold content, it actually attracts them by solving and showing them what the real problem is underneath their real life problem. So example, you guys think that you need to get more exposure, right, to your coaching. And that if you had all the exposure in the world, people would sign up and you'd have an amazing coaching business, and you'd be a, multiple 6 or 7 figure coach, right? But what the truth is if you don't have a process to take them through, to move them through these processes, you are going to lose out on clients, or they're going to be just stuck in the friend zone where they see you as a free nonprofit, and they just get a bunch of amazing content, and they're not going to reach out and go, hire me, damn it. Like, you have to have a process, right? And so most of you is running through this, hoping that they just reach out and demand that they hire you.
I will say that if you're like incredibly alignment, it does happen.
Yeah.
And it's not like oh, well, I'm just going to attract it and I'm amazing. And I have all my energetics on down point, and everyone's just going to come flow into me and not do any work.
Yeah. So green is, you have this whole process down. You have hot content out, you have warm content out, you have cold content out, and you have this process bringing them A to Z. Yellow is maybe you have good, valuable content, and maybe you are booking some calls, you have some hot content, but maybe you're missing these objection handling, this authority building, this deep rapport. So when you get on calls, they don't quite know you like really, really well. Not to the point where, like, the ideal situations, they get on a call and they're like, man, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. How do we do this? And that's the best case scenario. But it's when you have that all down. So yellow, and then red is like you have no process. You're just putting out and hoping that your content works, or you're not doing content.
Yeah. So just write yourself down. I'd love to hear where you're at, if you're red, yellow, or green in this area. And any of these areas, if you are maybe red in a couple, maybe you're yellow, at any point you're like, you know what, you guys seem pretty cool. Let's have a conversation and see if you can help me get to green. Right. I just want to invite you to just have a conversation. Like, let's book a call and see if there's anything that we can do to help you get from that red to that green.
Yeah. So if you're watching this on the live in the group, just drop a me below. If you're on the, here, just drop a me and we'll reach out after this, after we're done. And if you are on like a page where there's like a replay of this, there'll be a button down there. You can click on that. That should reach out to either where you can book a call or just have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. So click the button.
Probably a conversation, to be honest,
Conversation.
and this
There
is
we go.
why we do this, right? Is because, again, we just said, like, we don't do the, you get a call, you get a call, you get a call, you get a call, right? Let's have a conversation, like, whoa, hold up, like, let's have a conversation first, all right? Like, let's not get to, you just slow down your roll here. I'm just-
Yeah, because because if it's not a good fit and we can't help, it's not even worth getting on a call, because
And that's for you too,
It's for
right? We're
you
gonna
too.
get into this enroll piece and this qualifying and conversations and how important conversations are. So as we say that, take that in for you as well, as like, you don't have to get on the phone with everybody. Like, there's a way to have conversations and do this enrollment process without, you know, having to be on phones all day long or messenger all day long, right? So we say that we embody what we teach. And so let's talk about the enrollment process. So you have the attract piece down, you're attracting all the people, high five. Well, there's also something, there's a little bit more to it than just attracting people. You also get to enroll them and make sure you're aligned. So let's stick with the enroll here for a little bit. We want to talk about having an evergreen high ticket program. This isn't just a per session. This isn't a like, hey, you know, work with me for 3 months. I'll give you like a weekly one-on-one and like 4K or 5K or something. It's having a program that has a few things included in this. So one, it's evergreen, meaning that you don't have to open it up every quarter or every 3 months you accept new clients, or like you're going to run the 8-week program and then you'll open it up again. It's you are continually able to bring in as many clients as you want to bring in, and it can sustain as many clients as you want, right? So it's being able to be evergreen, it's being able to have a lot of impact and value, right? So that you can have those high ticket prices, but have that impact and value in a way that you don't necessarily have to give all of your energy, right? Because this is also about freedom and building a life of having the fulfilled abundance that we talked about, that have it all. So how do you do that? You create like an offer where it's very impactful. You have you're able to put a larger ticket price on there, and it is able to bring in clients all the time. Do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to get into it. So basically, if you are red, that means you're like doing a per hourly basis, right? Where you're, doing, 50. We had a client, he was doing $50. Actually, he was struggling to sell $50 per sessions. And Holly actually worked with him to create his evergreen high ticket program. And he went on to do a $7,000 year program, which he sold like 4 or 5 of them in like a small period of time away. He was working with us. It was super awesome. Anyway, so red is like you're doing a one-on-one and it's per hour basis. You're basically working a well-paid job, essentially, and nothing wrong with that. It's like the therapist, you show up and you get paid your 65 or 75 bucks or whatever. What yellow looks like is maybe you have a hourly package where it's 3 months. Or maybe you have a group program that's 3 months, but it has to launch every 90 days. We actually, when we first started, we had a group program. It was 90 days. It was $6,000, and we only could launch it every 90 days.
I told you in the beginning, like, we've tried all this stuff, so you didn't have to. Yeah, been there, done that. Don't do that.
Yeah, and what's really sucked about that is because it's like push, hope, let's get as many people into this as possible and really hope that this works. And
there's no room for any
no errors. And then if say you're sick that week before your program or two weeks before, then you're like you didn't get the people that you wanted. You don't get the money. 90 days, like you have to wait a whole 90 days to launch, or you have to launch something different, and that sucks in its own sense. So how do you create an evergreen process, a program that they can come into on a regular basis, that it doesn't matter if it's you know, a new person coming in or somebody that's been there for a little bit, they're getting equally amount of value. They're able to come in and be what we like to call like on-ramped in. And so that's green. Green is like, you can have somebody come in, doesn't matter if it's like 3 a.m. on a Thursday, right? Like they could come in and they could get started, you know, in the next day or so. At most they wait a week and they're in and getting into the program. That's another thing is if you start filling, you know, a month and a half ahead and then they have to wait a month and a half to.
We used to make it where we opened up where we only let people in once a month. Like
Yeah.
we had a onboard, like a specific thing for new clients. So we started at a certain day every month.
Yep.
That was okay. And I like when you just come in all the time, whatever. How about you?
Exactly. So that's what I had to, so rate yourself, you know, red, yellow or green.
On that one. And then this next one is really, we call it the empowered enrollment pathway. Oh, it is not typing. Doo-doo. So really the empowered enrollment pathway is having this pathway, right? It starts at the attractor factor. And it starts going through your content of people who don't know you, and it starts warming them up, and then it starts, they become like, oh my gosh, you're my person, right? You have this high ticket program, and you're literally bringing them through a pathway. A lot of this includes like qualifying and having conversations before you book any calls,
Yep.
right? That's what, like, I would much rather have a conversation and see if it's a good fit in conversation, and for you to take that for your prospects as well. So because your time is valuable. So get on the phone with people who want to get on the phone with you, right? And it sounds like it could be something before you ever get on the phone, right? And be able to have this process put in place where we call it empowered enrollment pathway, where both parties are empowered, right? Like when you start a program, it's about being excited, like, oh my gosh, this is going to transform everything. This is going to get me to my next level. This is that I'm the missing piece. I'm super excited for this. Not the like, oh man, I don't know. I have this like timer I have to do, and this like, it's kind of pushy. I don't know if this like, and it doesn't feel like that doesn't work, right? That's not a good, it's not a good situation for either parties. So it's having this pathway where you are very empowered through the process. Your prospects are very empowered through the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. And the other thing is like, if you've ever had, like I'm curious who actually does content here, who's putting out valuable stuff out into the world. If you've ever had like all these people engaging and they're like your soul clients, and then you're like, how do I actually take them from engaging and interested and actually move them through a process to a book call and then to a, you know, getting on the call, and what that all looks like, and having them show up and be excited and actually go through, you know, that's what the empowered enrollment pathway is. So if you have no process to bring people through from engager to book call and excited to show up for your call, then that would be a red. If it's yellow, maybe it's like, it's just funky. Like you don't have a set way. It's like you kind of have some ideas, but it's never like the same or consistent and like a process, right? And then green is like, boom, I put out a thing. It's going to be like, it's popping, got all kinds of people responding, and I can now move them from there to conversation and really just giving them value, and then getting them on a call, and then having
Being able
them
to enroll them.
yeah, being enrolled into the process.
Yes, so very empowered way. And then this last piece in the enroll structure is the new client group success fulfillment. Did I miss part of that? As I said, we're gonna. So what this is okay, so cool, you got the client, like, yeah. Then making sure that you can fulfill on the client, right? And not only can you fulfill, but you really create an amazing experience. You want it so that even when you do free content online, your clients still show up because they love you. They're here every day. I love you guys. And that's what it's about, right? Is you want to be able to onboard each of your clients in a way where they feel heard, they feel gotten, they feel supported, and that they're going through, they know they have the support there, right? This isn't like join a course or just have someone join my course, log in, and then never talk to them again. This
Mhm.
is deep transformational work. And to have a process, also being able, we're talking about being able to bring all these people in, but being able to coach in a group atmosphere where it's not like one-on-one with a queue, right? Like, hold on, what number are you? Oh, your turn, right? But being able to
They're getting some salami.
you ever been on those calls, right? And like that's a real turn on. It's something that needs to be addressed in this industry as coaching grows and as people are creating these group programs, that they're creating it in a way that is not lessening the client and what the client is after and up to, and making sure that your client process and they have a good success rate. And that is by setting them up to win from the very beginning. So as you get that client and you create this program, it's being able to run this program for them as well and being able to fulfill on what you say. Integrity is big for us.
Yeah, so red is like you've never done a group, you've never done a workshop, you've never onboarded or brought people in on in a group setting. That's just like never really been in your thing. Then yellow would be, it's like maybe you do some group, but it's not super comfortable. It's like you feel like you're making an impact with the one person, but everybody else is kind of like having a nap, right? Or not getting the value, or they're not really felt like they're heard and seen and really felt like brought into the process. It's
It
just
becomes like they're lost in the numbers.
they're lost in the numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to feel like you're lost.
You don't want your clients to feel like they're lost in
Right.
the numbers at all. Right. So it's being able to have that. So
Yes. And then green is like your stuff is so on point where everybody feels like they're heard and they're getting value from every call or every training or every group, whatever you want to call it. And you have like people that are showing up constantly just wanting more, right? And that's like really a difference between. So if you drop it,
yourself now,
rate yourself now.
red, yellow, or green. And then let's get into this last piece. And if you're seeing a lot of reds and yellows in this process as well, I want to again invite you, like, let's have a conversation, see if we can help in any way. We don't do the hard sale thing. There's not anything to buy. There's a conversation of, okay, I'm red. What do I need to do to green? What is your green, right? So
Mhm.
drop a me either in the comments or in the chat, or if you're seeing this on a page, click that button, it'll open up into a conversation so that we can have that conversation and see how we can help. And if we can help, and if we can't, then we'll bring you somewhere else that can. Right, so let's go into this align piece because it's really big. So alignment, it's really integrating all of this in your life in a way that is really fulfilling, and it just feels, I don't say it feels good, right? Because sometimes things happen, it doesn't necessarily feel good, and you still get to go through it. And it's like how you get to go through it in a way that's very aligned and honoring to yourself. Okay, so I'll say that. And the first piece here is really knowing your daily 1, 2, 3s. It's like that 1, 2, 3 step. Here's what I got to do. It's like our we've called them our SOPs for the clients that are on here, but it's really that like 1, 2, 3. This is what I do, the ABCs every day. When you do this, this is what brings the income. It's those income producing activities and doing them in a way that is aligned to you.
Yeah, and it's like, so what red looks like is you wake up and you get on your computer and you log into your whatever social media you're on, and then like
All the coffee, I haven't quite gotten my coffee yet.
Yeah, and then you shut your eyes for a second, and then you wake up and it's 5 o'clock and you're like, I didn't freaking even get anything done. Like nothing got done because you didn't know what to do. It's like you didn't do anything and you just scrolled around on Facebook and you just kind of felt lost. And
I think there's another side to that
confused.
too that I'm going to call out. Maybe
Yeah.
it's red, maybe it's yellow, but it's also on the other hand, like you've gone through all of these programs and these courses and everyone told like do this, this, and this, and for some reason it's not working and you're doing all of the things and it's not working. Well, it's probably because it's not the things, it's the how you're doing the things. and how you're designed. So there's also an element there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what Holly was saying with yellow, and then what green looks like is you wake up, you know exactly what you're gonna do. You can like literally punch it out in like no time, and then boom, go on with your life, and you know what you just did is going to get results and make a difference in people, and make a difference in clients and enrollment and all that good stuff.
Yep. So rate yourself now. Are you red? Are you yellow? Or are you green in this area? And this next piece, we're going to be talking a little bit faster because I just acknowledge the time here and I just honor you and like really getting complete in the whole picture for yourself and staying on to the very end with this. This next piece here is your blind spots. Here's the thing. You don't know what you don't know, right?
None of you can be green because you don't know if you're not green.
Everybody has them. And it's these blind spots that are like, it's the blind spots here that are stopping you. And listen, you know when you have one, it's like, I know that there's something, I don't know what it is, what the heck, right? It's being able to discover your blind spots and having a process and even like a person to support you to go through the blind spots to help you discover them with you so that you can create action plans to rewire patterns that you may not even know that are running. Right, we do these in a session, the Revolution Realignment session that we've talked about, a lot of these breakthrough sessions that Tracy was just mentioning earlier, is having this process to discover the blind spots so that they can come out and that they're not, once they're blind and you have this awareness, it can really shift everything. You have action steps to start rewiring and repatterning your life. They're very, very powerful to have this down. So red, yellow, and green, how do you want to gauge this one?
Yeah, so red is like you are like hitting the wall like constantly in your business. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this and it doesn't work, and then you're going to do this and it doesn't work, and you're going to do this and it doesn't work, and it's just constant, like nothing is flowing, nothing is easy. It's just like boom, 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 boom. And then yellow is going to be like, okay, I think this has worked. And then I feel like I keep on getting to this point, and then it's like something like a glass ceiling or some sort of like self-sabotaging.
This could show up in inconsistent months. Like you might have a really great month 1 month, and then it kind of drops down for like another month or 2 months, and then have a really spiked up month again. That could be another thing that would be like a yellow.
That's a good point. Yeah, and then and like really, if you're green, you're doing multi-millions and things are just easy, and you're basically living on a beach and you're texting up, you're like watching this on the beach to like
webinar or
like
not
supporting us or whatever.
This live right now. Actually, I don't know. Dan Bolton was just on here giving us some love. So Dan may be one of those. I don't know, but I think everybody always has blind spots because there's always a different level.
Indeed.
Personally, so I don't think there's ever a green here.
Yeah. So the next one is
evolutionary leverage. Right? So you have all these things, this attract, this enroll, you start getting really aligned to yourself and who you are. You're following your income producing activities. You've created your schedule in a way that works for you. You've gotten everything together. And now it's time, like you've made an impact, and now it's time to evolve and to step into this new level and way of being for you. Is having this place of leverage of being able to bring in teams and systems and start running ads and have everything like this process that works very smoothly and seamlessly, where you can kind of step back a little bit because you know that things are working for you and you have people in place that are excited to be with you and excited to, for your vision, and you're creating this culture within your clients and then also within your team. You're stepping up into an evolutionary place of being able to have leverage, which will bring you this fulfilled abundance, freedom, impact, and profit. It brings everything all together. It's one of the most exciting pieces of this entire model, I know. And it's also one of the last things that you do. We get to put this all together first and make sure that what you're doing is working, and then creating what's working and stepping up into this new evolutionary phase of your life where you can start implementing leverage because you know that what you have works, and now it's about scaling that and growing that up.
Yep. And for the English version of
no, sorry, I don't know where that came from.
No. So red.
That's why I like working with coaches. I can like talk coach and it's cool.
So red looks like this. It's like you have no teams, you have no systems, you have no funnels, you have no ads, you have no there's nothing running for you. So if you take a month off, you take a week off, like your business doesn't run for you. You have there's nothing there, right? That's like really creating anything. So a yellow is like maybe you have like a group that's rocking, and you have maybe somebody posting in your group for you. You maybe have people that are having conversations, and maybe or syndicators, right? Like VAs that can actually go out and get your amazing content out to the world, so you don't have to. And then maybe a setter, somebody that can actually is pre-screening your calls, so you're not having to get on the call with everybody. You're only getting on call with people that are really serious. And then green looks like this: is that you show up and you coach and you run your business as a CEO. You are like the visionary of your business, and you are the coach. If you want to be, you could actually have somebody coaching for you on your team that helps assist you. And maybe you don't even do the coaching anymore if you don't want to. You could actually be hiring coaches to do your certification or your coaching for you. That's really up to you on how you want to grow your business. And one of the ways that you can be the CEO of your business, and then you have nobody, you don't do sales calls, you just show up and you are the person that makes a difference with these people. And so rate yourself red, yellow, or green.
And so now through this whole process, we really want to just kind of map out the entire, like this is the energetics of marketing blueprint, right? Being able to implement impact messaging, have the attractor factor, this content disruption where it starts creating this disruption in your newsfeed and thought patterns of people. You have this high ticket program, you have this empowered pathway that gets new clients. You're able to fulfill with your clients and their programs in a way that everyone is making a difference and you're getting an impact with them. You have a very aligned like schedule and what you need to be doing every day, and you're doing it in a way and how you're designing what's going to work best for you so that it works. You're just knocking the blind spots out. You're evolving as a person and in a company and as a business, so that you can start implementing that leverage, right? So that you can have this fulfilled abundance, so that you can have this freedom in your life, this impact with people, and this profit as well, so that you can make a bigger difference, right? And it just grows. So what we want to do, this last, you're seeing this, the reds and the yellows that you put out here, you really played out with this. Like you see different areas that are missing for you. And I hope that you have greens here too, and you see what's working really well. Right now, the goal is to get all of these green, right? That's the goal. So now you have some areas of focus that you can go and run with and create attention. And we want to just have that conversation like, okay, what came up for you? What was red? What does green look like? What's that process going to be? Let's have a conversation, see if we can help in any way. Comment below me on the chat, or if you're on the live, and then we'll reach out, see if it's a good fit, and see if we'll schedule a call from there.
Yes, and we are going to be going, so this is 4 days. We're going to be going super deep on impact messaging. We're going to be going super deep on the content description. And
so tomorrow we're going to just go really super deep into this attract piece. We're going to break it down even more for you to be able to bring this into and implement into your business, and get really clear on a few things. And then the day after that, we're going to go over the enroll, and then we're going to break down the alignment even more so as well. So this was like an overview, what's missing, what's working, what's not working so well for you today. I want to make sure that stay tuned. Come tomorrow. We'll be here at 5 p.m. Eastern every day. We will not go a whole hour every day for the rest of the days. That I will promise to you. But we will break these down further for you. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation with all of you. Comment below me. We will see you here tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Awesome.
So
appreciate y'all.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys got some value.